Look at that rusty chain fist. That's right, folks. We've got the Doombull today. Brand new Lord choice for the Beastmen. Up against the High Elves. Turin's actually the Beastmen here. I had to have him send me this replay because I forgot to save it. But here we go. I've got High Elves. And what do you get with the Doombull? Well, let's take a look. He is a monstrous infantry type Lord, obviously. Well armored, 100 armor, good armor piercing damage at 340 with 120 base weapon damage, giving a total of 460. More importantly, he's got this unique contact effect, Dazed, minus 10 melee defense, minus 25% speed. And specifically here against the High Elves, I really do like this pick from Turin because, of course, martial prowess, one of the things it gives is plus, what is it, 12, 14 melee defense? Let's check real quick. On the Silverin Guard right here, yes, plus 12 melee defense. So essentially you're getting rid of the majority of the value of martial prowess, and it's only conferring plus 2 melee attack, plus 2 melee defense with that little debuff. What else has he got? Well, Blood Greed, of course, Slaughterer's Call, as other Minotaur characters have. He's also got the Barbed Knuckle Boxing. You saw his kind of pre-game chain fist there, and he's got this Spike Fist on the other side. Covered in some kind of beast runes here. Honestly, probably one of the coolest looking unit models I've seen in quite some time. To back him up, Turin's got the Blood Brute Behemoth, brand new Regiment Renowned Gorgon, some Centaurs, plenty of Bestigor, a couple of Ungor Raiders. Yeah, fairly straightforward build. Myself, I've got Tyrion, Fire Mage up on the Dragon, some Reaver Archers, plenty of Silverin Guard, and Lothern Sea Guard. Here on the Golden Monolith, ready to square off. So Doombull, yeah, he is a prize fighter. He's a true boxer of the old school. You know, took lessons from a Khajiit fighter. No. Yeah, just in general going to be a fantastic Lord. He's not as good of a combatant, obviously, as Taurox, but he's a little bit cheaper, and that contact effect in particular, the speed debuff, can combine well with poison. Obviously, poison was nerfed somewhat. Beastmen do have some access to it, but let's see. Yeah, Blood Brute Behemoth, of course, with its in melee only regeneration. Doesn't confer weakness to fire, of course, but Frenzy on him and the scaling damage quite strong. Just doing a little bit of skirmishing. I'm going to pull back with my Reaver Archers and try and set the edge here. Possibly use the kind of pillar, the Golden Monolith here, to my defense if I can. So try and slide my formation a little bit this way, but the Beastmen assaulting up the hill, they do not care. This Doombull, I mean, he has no worries in the world. So of course, yeah, with this, extra weapon damage, and you can stack this, of course, with Deadly Onslaught to get 50% armor piercing and base weapon damage, 24 melee attack, and 40% charge bonus. Oh, they actually buffed Deadly Onslaught. 40% charge bonus is actually kind of insane now. Does make that ability much more worthwhile. Nice Penumbral Pendulum. Going to side through a few of my Lothern Sea Guard here. Don't love that. And yeah, Silverin Guard taking the charge from the Bestigor is not the worst, but charging into the Spearmen is going to be pretty painful. That big old charge bonus you can see coming through there, as opposed to the Silverin Guard, who actually did not charge into. But Doombull's just going to get straight back into the Lothern Sea Guard here. Oh, man. Oh yeah, look at those boxing animations. Get some punches in. Ooh, little quick punch, little jab. Love that. Nice burning head from me is going to rip apart a few of these Bestigor. Might actually route this unit off here. I think we also got a breath attack on them there, so pretty good stuff so far. Reavers, though, getting swarmed by Centaurs and by Hounds and such. Doing my best to screen, but it's going okay. Ungors are obviously going to lose out there, and we do eventually cut through this Bestigor, but again, you can see the stat debuff here. I mean, Lothern Sea Guard obviously at this point less than half HP. Martial prowess is long gone, but this is a really bad decision by me, to be honest, to land here with the Mage of Fire. Doombull's going to pop all his stuff. I was trying to get on station with Tyrion to try and support, but Tyrion's actually on foot, so he's going to be a little bit too slow. And in the meantime, this Mage is just going to get absolutely canned. And then Tyrion exposes himself to some pretty severe danger. 690 weapon strength with all that popping off. That is very impressive. The Minotaur-type character's weapon strength just scales ridiculously now. It's super, super strong. So, yeah, things are already not looking great for me. Pretty behind on the balance of power, to be honest. We're going to make a stand here. Still got some Lothern Sea Guard. Tyrion, of course, still fighting. He's got some potential power. I think I've got some Sunfangs left. Yep, there's one. Not going to do a ton to the Bestigor here, but oof, actually probably does quite a bit to those Spearmen as well. but it might rout them. And the Bloodbrute Behemoth, I mean, Tyrion obviously up to 107 with 96 melee defense on Feint and Riposte. Cannot be touched, really. I mean, the anti-large bonus doesn't apply there. Even 79 melee attack, yeah, might be able to make some contact, but still, why risk it? Both of Tyron's single entities are getting a little bit low here. But still very healthy, still tons of Ungor Raiders basically unopposed, and these Bestigor as well. Bestigor have definitely been proving to be pretty solid in sort of the new Beastmen style. When they're not the #1 target on the field, you know, when you've got bigger, more expensive, important targets to go after, then sometimes the Bestigor can actually slip under the radar, like they have recently for me. I've definitely been getting mauled by them, but oh yeah. Doombull coming in hot against these Reavers. Nope. Nope. Where's he going? Where are you going, Doombull? Gonna come over here, try and unify with the Gorgon, it looks like. Another Burning Head comes in. We're probably got another Breath attack as well. Should use this on the archers, but I think I misclicked it onto the Bestigor. Yeah, definitely would have been better on this unit of Ungor Raiders right here. But here's Tyrion. Still standing out in the open. He might just go down to army losses here. We'll see. Tyrion's still got Martial Prowess active, right? Martial Mastery, even. Still the same melee defense value, so let's watch that. And obviously, he's got, you know, Stand Your Ground active right now, so that's definitely helping him out. But, man, Enfeebling Foe plus that melee defense nerf goes down to 38. Wow, that is very impressive. Immediately goes down to army losses as well, but... yeah, arguably not the most competitive builds either way, but at the same time... oh, is my game going to crash? Nope. Okay. Yeah, the Bestigor did very well, but honestly, like, the Doombull didn't quite pay for himself, but the debuff, a melee defense debuff, allowed some of these other units to really punch well. And again, I don't know if he's necessarily going to be the most competitive pick, but looking at it on paper, I'm like, oh, that counters immediately the High Elves minus 10 melee, or plus 10, 12, whatever, melee defense from Martial Prowess, right? Or at least significantly counters it. So, yeah, kind of thought about that. And granted, he's not the most tanky character. We can kind of compare him to some others in just a moment here. But Brave Shaman Lord of Shadows also a great job with the Penumbral Pendulums, of course. Gorgon doesn't really do too much. Kind of takes a lot of the Lothern Seaguard fire, to be honest. And they do mostly kind of pay for themselves, yeah, for the most part. Silverin Guard, not so much. Spearman, hard canned. And Reaver Archers, not so much. Tyrion, wow, really didn't get much value either. Kind of a bit of a fail on that part. But the Dragon Mage actually maybe pays for herself. Let's see. Anyway, talk about the new Doombull here. We can kind of compare him to some other generic monstrous infantry. Obviously, you've got, in comparison to Taurox, Taurox has just better stats all around, a little bit more HP. It doesn't have the unique contact effect, but does have fire damage and, well, you know, just a little bit different abilities. Notice the cost difference, though. So if we actually look at the base price here of Taurox and the Doombull. Doombull is significantly cheaper base price, right? So, I mean, you do somewhat get what you pay for with Taurox. 500 HP and 30 armor is pretty significant. The fire damage, likewise, in Game 3, especially when they change that to nerf healing directly, that will, you know, the fire damage obviously will be very strong. Yeah, Day's contact effect is pretty good, though, especially, again, with speed stacking. Some potential with, like, Lore of Shadows here, right? I don't know if Turin was specifically thinking about this, but Melkoth Mystifying Miasma, another 25% speed, so you get 50% speed there. Maybe add in a little poison, get some stacking speed debuffs, try and slow a unit down so that, you know, whatever unit can maul it. But in comparison to some other basic monstrous infantry lords, I mean, really, the only other generic monstrous infantry lord I can think of is the Kroxgor Ancient, which is even cheaper. They are pretty comparable, though. Same weapon strength. Kroxgor gets anti-infantry. Let's see, I believe it's the same spread. 120, 340. And, yeah, 140, 320. Yep. Okay, so plus 25 bonus versus infantry, which is pretty significant, but at the same time, the Doombull does come with Blood Greed kind of baseline, right? And that contact effect essentially gives him plus 10 melee attack. You can also think of it in that way for him personally as a character. So, you know, better melee attack, better melee defense, better speed, better leadership, less armor, a little bit more HP. They are very much comparable, but much better charge bonus as well, which is a significant factor. Doombull can definitely do a good job charging into some different units. And then, of course, well, Blood Greed, after that kicks off, then you get even more potential stopping power. And while the Kroxgor Ancient does have much better support abilities with Horn of Kygor, Doombull, I mean, as a personal fighter himself, he can really get fully juiced up. And also Slaughterer's Call is pretty good. I mean, arguably better, to be honest. Now that I actually look at the upgraded version of it, you do have to charge up in melee. Horn of Kygor is a bigger power spike, but a shorter duration. Once this is charged up, it's going, right? Yeah, once you have that active, I guess it's in melee only. You can also get fire damage with him. You know, you do have to buy the Hellfire Sword, but granted, that's plus 75 weapon strength if you stack all of those together with the extra charge bonus and melee attack as well. So, you know, that gets pretty ridiculous pretty quickly, given that basically, fully kitted out, he's less than 2,000. Like 40, you can get, what, 80% charge bonus? Right? Just, you see, the stacking abilities on this guy seems potentially really strong. Granted, that is going to be a limited duration power spike, and then once it all wears off, he's back to being just kind of strong. 38 melee defense, also not amazing. I do think probably taking him in cheaper kits will be more cost effective, but just understand that something like this is possible. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. See you next time.